Also, like, right now I am wearing a shark dressing gown, which my best friend got me for Christmas. And gifted to me while we were away at Scotland, and I love it. It has the hood with like a shark face on. It has like a fin on the back and stuff, and it says, "Have a good night." And it is freezing in my bedroom right now. I've had the heater on like all morning, but the back wall is like mostly windows, and they are all so old and drafty, so cold. And I've obviously turned the heater off because it's loud. But anyway, I'm sorry for that little ramble. Let us just get straight into the video. As always, all the links and credits will be in the description below. This first story is by Upstairs General 681. Am I the a-hole for being honest about why I no longer carry feminine supplies? To start, throw away for privacy and sorry in advance for typos, I need a new keyboard. So I, 21 male, work as a guard for a smallish warehouse. Since I started working here, I decided to start to carry a wide supply of things that people may need in my backpack. Things like mints, gum, ibuprofen, Tylenol, bandages, etc. It got to the point where I earned the name Pack, as people joked that I was like a pack mule with all the stuff I carried with me. Basically, if someone needed something, there was a 9 out of 10 chance that I had it or something close. I did this as a way to talk to people and strike up conversations. This incident revolves around a couple of basic items I carried. Feminine products. Things like pads, tampons, basic perfume / deodorant, and some lotion. I noticed my female co-workers often needed these, and as we work night shift, no stores were open for them to run to on break. It was a massive success, you could say. A lot of the women were either grateful that I had them, or surprised that a guy wasn't ashamed to carry them. The incident surrounded one woman chained up. So it was last Monday, and I was manning the gate with a co-worker, John. As I am writing the logs for incoming trucks, Jane pulled up to leave through the gate, and John asks why she was leaving early. We have to ask. And Jane said she had to go get some pads. I spoke up and said, John, go in my bag. Zipper with the pink tag. There's a regular and heavy. So John gets them and offers them to her, and she takes some. And she just had this weird look on her face and mutters thanks, and went back into the warehouse. John and I didn't think anything of it and went back to our duties. Well, flash forwarded last Tuesday, I got called into HR. They sat me down and gave me a talking to for making a female co-worker feel uncomfortable and unsafe. I was confused and asked what they were talking about. HR clarified that Jane had lodged a complaint against me. Luckily, they let me tell my side of the story and reviewed the camera footage from our gate booth. So HR cleared me and just advised advised me to steer clear of Jane for a while. Jane told all of her work friends about it, so a rumour was born that I was a creep. While I can tolerate someone going to HR, because if I did nothing wrong, I have nothing to fear. But I won't tolerate being called a creep. Context for that: I started balding at 16 and I'm overweight, so all through high school I was called creepy and weird for my looks. So I decided that if it was creepy that I had these products, then I would stop carrying them. I took them out of my bag and left them in HR's office. This led to all the women in the warehouse from asking me what happened and why I stopped carrying the products. I told the truth and referred them all to confirm with HR if they didn't trust me. Ever since, Jane has been disliked and very unpopular. She called me an asshole for causing her to be alienated and basically bullied. I don't feel bad about it, so am I the a-hole? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've just scrolled down to read some of the comments, and the first one is basically what I was just about to say. Not the a-hole. Jane was using her need for feminine hygiene products to duck out of work. You stopped her from leaving work early and now she's mad. That's exactly what I took from it, because why on earth would you be mad if somebody had what you needed? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. I would be so grateful, as most of the employees there are, whether they're male or female, whatever they need, they're all very grateful that this guy carries a lot of stuff purely for the sake of other people. That's very selfless. He carries a big bag around just so that if people need something, he has it, which is so sweet. I feel like Jane should have got told off by HR for lying and said he was being creepy, because that's not creepy, that's helpful. So yeah, definitely not the a-hole. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's do this one. This is by Serious-Function-177. It is titled, "Am I the a-hole for making my wife ride in the backseat because she couldn't stop distracting me? This happened over the holidays and my wife is still upset with me over it. Our family went to visit my in-laws for New Year's. It's about a 3 to 4 hour drive. Mostly highway, but it takes us through 2 metro areas with pretty significant traffic. My wife, 37, gets nervous about driving in traffic, so I always drive when we visit her family. She also tends to get car sick on longer drives and needs to sit in the front seat to help ease it. She has tried taking Dramamine in the past, but she's had an allergic reaction to it, so she doesn't take it anymore. I love my wife with all my heart, but she is not good sitting shotgun. She makes huge reactions to any change in traffic, grabbing the handle, putting her hand on the dash, gasping, telling me to watch out, etc. It's not like I'm an aggressive driver or risky. I've never gotten a my whole life and know how to control my speed and give lots of extra space to any surrounding cars. I understand that you can't control how anyone else on the road drives and that accidents happen, but I do everything in my control to keep my car and the people inside safe. The entire drive, my wife was on the edge, making all the reactions I mentioned. It's very distracting to have someone next to you doing that sort of thing while driving. I mentioned this to my wife numerous times on the drive, and she always deflected the blame at me for the way I was driving. When we were getting ready to head home, I told my wife she needs to sit in the back, and our 14-year-old son will sit up front with me. I told her it's either that or she drives us home. She got upset with me and started giving excuses about her car sickness. I told her to take some NyQuil or something else to help her sleep, but she refused and told me I'm being a jerk. I told her that she can drive then, and she refused that too. Eventually, she reluctantly got in the back seat with our 11-year-old daughter. The drive home was much easier traffic-wise, and my wife sat pretty much silent in the back seat the entire time, pouting. When we got home, she told me that she felt ill the entire drive, but didn't say anything because she didn't want to make a big deal out of anything. She told me I humiliated her by making her sit in the back, and that I should be more considerate of her feelings. Absolutely not the a-hole. You've basically told her that what she's doing is distracting, which is dangerous while you're driving. So, if that were me, which I do get car sick, and I knew that I reacted like that, I would rather sit in the back and feel sick knowing that we're all safer because I'm not making a big deal out of stuff. Like, that's crazy. She's acting like a child. At least attempt to keep it under wraps, but she definitely doesn't. Top comment said, your feelings matter, but you proved on the way home you can control your actions, which is what I'm asking you to do. My request is not about feelings, but actions which make us unsafe. Yeah, safety is definitely the most important thing while on the road. This next one is by Confection Doll 3312. It's titled, Am I the a-hole for snapping at my uncle after he kept calling me a girl because of my hair? I'm 19, male, and I have long, curly hair. I've been growing it out for years and I take care of it. I use conditioner and I have leave-ins and curl creams for when I need a little more styling as well. The brand I use has a little silhouette of a woman on it and is technically for women. Last week my girlfriend had a really stressful week, so I cooked her dinner. My parents wouldn't be coming home till late, so I set up candles, wrote her a card, and tried to make it nice with flowers and stuff. As I was setting up, my uncle, 52, comes into the room. For context, he is bald, divorced, and currently living with us. He looked around at the candles and said, "This looks like something a girl would set up." I didn't really respond, but he followed it with, "You do a lot of girly stuff for a guy." He then said, "With all that girly hair stuff too, you're really selling it." I This next one is by Shaw-Lemon 6424. It's titled, "Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my friend's son my coat during a snowy hike?" This incident occurred a few days before Christmas, but my friend still hasn't spoken to me, so I'm trying to determine if I was truly in the wrong. I invited my friends to go on a winter hike. The location is not far from our home and offers stunning views of the mountains. 5 women were going, including 2 who brought their children, Jane, who was 12, and Alex, who was 13. When we all arrived at the parking lot before the hike, Alex's mother insisted that he bundle up. He was wearing shorts, Crocs, and a hoodie, claiming he wasn't cold. I believe he was trying to impress Jane. Initially, I didn't care much about the situation until we were halfway into the hike. There was a designated sitting area where we planned to eat lunch. At that point, everyone could sense that Alex was freezing, and it was also snowing lately. His mother was frustrated with him, reminding him that she had told him to wear a coat. She took off her coat and wrapped it around him, but he shrugged it off, saying, "I'm not wearing a pink coat." Again, I didn't really pay much attention to their argument. I'm not a parent, and it wasn't my business. Then the mother said, "Opie, Alex wants to wear your coat because it's black." I had the most gender-neutral coat there, I suppose. It also goes down to my ankles, and since Alex and I are roughly the same height, it would have covered him. I said no. I was wearing warm clothing, thermals and a sweater, but if I removed it, I would have been cold. She was upset and said, "He's a child. Are you going to let a child sit here and freeze?" I suggested they walk back to their car and go home. There was a shortcut right where we were that would have taken them directly to the parking lot in just 10 to 15 minutes. The other people at the hike kept giving me disapproving glances and even said, "Oh, just let him wear it," all the while not offering their coats. Eventually, Alex and his mother left. The rest of the hike was filled with awkward silence. Later in our group chat, Alex's mother posted a lengthy rant about how rude I was, and that I would never understand what it was like being a mother. I thought that after a few weeks she would have moved on, but she hasn't. Was I in the wrong? Absolutely not. Kids need to learn a lesson, and often they need to learn that lesson the hard way. There are so many really, really naughty kids out and about these days because they're spoiled brats and their parents never tell them no, and they never discipline them, and they just let them do whatever they want. He needs to be taught a lesson. He's not going to freeze to death. They're 10-15 minutes away from the car. They can go home. He can also stop being immature and wear his mother's coat, as the only one obligated to give him their coat is his mother. And it's people who defend behavior like that who raise really bad kids. I don't know how it is in America or other places, but right now in the UK we have so many not saying 100% of the time it's the parents' fault, but the way they're brought up does have a lot to do with it. It definitely does. And I'm not saying that Alex is gonna go and turn into a serial killer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think kids these days get away with far too much. At least a lot of them. There's no discipline. There's no anything for a lot of them. At least where I'm from, kids seem to get away with everything these days because they know how to play the game. Like, they know their parents can't swear at them or say certain things or hit them. So, or even they know they can just go and lie to like child services and stuff. So, a lot of the kids know they'll get away with it because they feel like their parent wouldn't ever dare try and discipline them because the kid would go AWOL and call like child services for having their police station taken away or something and make some kind of false accusation. It's crazy. But yeah. Let's do one more because I have to get ready for work in like 15 minutes and leave. Not leave in 15 minutes. I need to get ready and then leave. Let's find one. Also, I'm very sorry about my constant stomach rumbling. I'm very hungry right now. Trying to find a good one. Oh my god, have people watched the Stranger Things finale, by the way? It's rough. Oh my god. Okay, let me scroll to the top and do it by like top ranking for this month. Let's do top this month. Okay. I was like scrolling through a lot that had like no ratings yet. So I didn't really want to read them because yeah. Okay, let's do this one. It's by Broad Butterscotch 601 and it's titled Am I the A-hole for not wearing pants to a party? I 21 male. I'm a college student. I'm in a frat and I'm gay. It's not a conservative group. No one has ever given me crap for it, but I'm the only one. Every year my college has a date party to celebrate the end of finals. I didn't pick the theme, it's split a suit. Basically take the components of a suit you have and divide that amongst you and your date. I saw the writing on the wall. A lot of guys being shirtless with blazers and suit pants. A lot of girls in oversized dress shirts and ties with no pants. The issue was that didn't apply to me. I ended up asking a guy from my class I'd been casually talking to as a first time hanging out situation. Don't worry, he's gay too, I'm not delusional. I asked him what he felt comfortable wearing and he said he prefers to be dressed. So I told him he could do the dress shirt and pants and I'd be fine with the remainder. So basically I wore a blazer, was shirtless with a tie and had on boxer briefs, which to me is on theme. None of the guys had an issue, but a friend's girlfriend came up to me and said that it was inappropriate and I was making the girls uncomfortable. I felt embarrassed, so my date and I left. My date said I had misled him what the party would be like, and I was an a-hole for not dressing appropriately. Now I feel like the jerk. Am I the a-hole?